Okay guys, so now this is part 3. I have to wait for about 2 weeks for the body to dry. One thing about Troil, it does cure quite slowly after the last coat has gone on. So it's time to move on to the neck and hopefully this time put in the Graphtech Nut that I brought. Now, I know bone is supposed to be the best one to use, but I don't have the fret files or all the different things to actually make up a bone thing, so I'm just going to take it easy, and this is supposed to be a how to do it for your first build to make it nice and simple. Now, one question I got asked about this from somebody else is, how do you know if you need a radius bottom nut or a flat nut? Now, if you don't know what that means, this one's a radius nut. You can see it's slightly curved, and then there's also a flat bottom. Now, easy way to find out is when you get the neck, if you can put something you know that is straight. Now the edge is pretty straight. If you can put it in there, it doesn't roll. It is a flat bottom. If you put it in here, now I'm going to use the fretboard here because that's always radiused. You can see there it slightly rolls, and there's a little bit of a gap. I'll move my hand so you can see it. There's a little bit of a gap in there, and see it rolls slightly. This one's not very, it's got quite a small radius, so it's not a good example. So putting this in the in the nut holder, you can see this one is not, it moves a little bit, and that will give you a good sign that it is a radiused pocket or not. Most people use something a bit more, like a middle ruler or something like that. That's just a quick example of how to find out. Now, with the Graphtech nuts, if you can see there's actually a little knob on the bottom of the nut. Now, I've been told I have to cut that off before I glue it in, and I'm going to do that now. I'm going to just quickly cut there while I get this all unpacked, and hopefully I can see how easy it is to cut. I am a little bit worried because, as I said, I don't want to break this because graphite can break quite easily. But we'll see what happens. I've got a retractor knife or a Stanley knife or craft knife, whatever you like to call them. Got a good strong one here, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm just going to cut there for a second, and I'll come back once I get everything unpacked and ready to go, okay? Welcome back, guys. Now I've got it all out of the package. If it helps, the all parts code on the back of this one is the BN2219-007 Graphtech Nut with slots. Don't know if that'll help, but that's what it is. Now, once I get out of the thing, I can see much clearer. Now, so hopefully that, just got to get that focusing a little bit. You can see there that there is a little ridge. I'm just going to turn it around so you can see it. Right there, that has to be removed, and there's also a little knob on the side. So I'm going to get out the craft knife and just slowly whittle away on it. This may be a little bit boring, but we'll see how it goes. So let's see how easy this is. Don't worry about getting it too perfect by the looks of it, because I'll sand it down a little bit finer from there. So, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure you guys can see this, and I'm doing it upside down on the camera, so I do apologise if it does look a bit funny. It's pretty hard, I'm quite surprised, so make sure you get a good cutting surface. So I'm going to need to concentrate on this one, guys, but I'll come back later on once I start and I'll show you the progress as it goes, okay? So here we go. Here's take 2, guys. Now, I'm just going to see if I can zoom in this a little bit for you. It's a bit of it's quite hard to cut this stuff, but as I said, it's not terrible. But you just got to whittle away at it by the looks of it. I mean, being graphite, it's probably quite strong. Just slowly chipping it away. Make sure you got something to cut onto, because it is one of those things that seem to be pretty hard on your bench. And I'm doing this on our kitchen table, and I'm not going to be too popular if I slip right through it. So yeah, there you go. You can see it's starting to slowly whittle away there. And yeah, just gotta keep working at it until you get it down, not all the way, because I'll show you what I'm going to do next just to make sure it's perfect, but just keep whittling away. Oh, sorry guys, I'm trying to do this without looking at the camera. You see it's slowly cutting away at it, and just keep doing that until it's flush with the rest of the nut. Again, I'm just going to cut there, and I'm just going to carry on because I think I need to be fully concentrated on this one. But back in a moment. Okay guys, now you can see here that I've whittled it down to pretty much as low as I can want to go. Now I'm pulling out the power tools now. This is a Dremel or rotary tool that I got given for my birthday. Now I just need to take this down a little bit further, so I'm using a 120 grit sandpaper attachment because it's the finest I've got, and I've got 600 grit to finish it by hand. So time to start it up and just give it a little bit more taking off. Just going to take it slow. It's on slow setting, and I'm just going to slowly just touch it up and yeah, take it slowly. So here we go. Looking pretty good. Looking better. I'm just going to change the angle for you guys so you can see how it works. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you the other angle now. So again, all I'm doing is just trying to take that little notch off. I'm not going to go too low, but here we go. So yeah, just about there. Perfect. Okay guys, so there is the final product. I went a little bit low, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference. So just a quick test fit now. Now, if it helps, the bigger slots go to the big E-string side, so this side here. So I'm just going to see if it's going to fit in or not, and it's going to be bloody tight actually. Yeah. Okay, so problem number one, it seems to be a little bit too fat for the hole. So I'm just going to have a look and see what I can do about that. Not a big one, I might just have to give it a bit of a sand until it fits in. But that is not a biggie. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay guys, so under further examination, the nut is about 4 and a little bit millimeters wide, and the nut is bang on 4. So I'm going to have to just grind it, not wear it down, but sand it down a little bit. So I've got a bit of scrap sandpaper here, and I'm just going to go back and forth until I can get it in there a little bit easier. It's going to be a long process because unfortunately this is 600 grit and I have nothing more grit here, so I am just going to slowly whittle away at it until I can get it in there. Again, I'm going to put you on hold because you read this, but all I'm doing is just going back and forth like that when I can get a hold of it, and hopefully this will just take it down that fraction that it needs. Anyway, back soon. Okay, welcome back guys. Now I have been just slowly sanding and sanding and sanding the nut down width-wise. Now, as you can see, we're perfectly sized there. It's still quite tight, but it's sitting in there much easier. It's not actually pushed all the way in. So now we are going to have to glue that in there. Now the best course way is to use wood glue and a clamp, but since I don't have any clamps, I'm going to be using super glue in this case. I'm only going to get one shot to do this, so I'm going to have to be quick and quiet about it. So here we go, and we'll soon see how this goes. Now I'm just going to have a quick look at the super glue packet to see how long this takes to set. Okay, doesn't actually tell me, so I'm just going to have to be very, very careful. Okay, so on this one, less is going to be more on this one, so it's going to be a very fine dab of super glue. And as usual, super glue sticks your fingers better than anything else. And push it in. And there we go, it's in. And just have a quick look. Yep, it's not hanging over each side. And we are done. Now, yeah, super glue is pretty nasty stuff, so that is installing the nut. We are all done. So let's quickly zoom in so you can see that it's all done. Not hanging over the side. It's oh shit. Sorry, bad language. And yeah, it's about even on both sides. And yep, that is pretty much stuck in there now. It's not moving at all. So I'm going to sign up for that one. That took a little bit longer because I had to do a couple more things that I wasn't expecting. And yeah, it's looking all good now. So next up we'll be installing the tuners, which is going to be even more nerve-wracking because yeah, I've got to pull out the drill and I'm not great with drills. So signing off, and hopefully that helped you out installing nuts.